Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got another Maku reviews for you. This is the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode 7. Still really enjoying this series. It's fastly becoming my favourite series so far that I'm watching. And yeah, this episode's not as good as the other episodes. Just going to start with that, to be fair. But it's still really good. It's kind of one of those little filler episodes, but it was a good filler episode. There's a few odd bits, a few strange moments, a few awkward moments, but it was still a good episode. Yeah, so this one was called the Serene Squall. Serene Squall. And yeah, so this is kind of a mixture of characters, to be honest. Yeah, most of the episodes have been more character driven. So I think we've had like a Pike episode, we've had Benga episode. You get where I'm going with this. This episode was quite a broad one, so it kind of involved pretty much the entire bridge crew. The only person we didn't see in this was Uhura. I don't think we saw Uhura in this one, did we? Was she in it? I don't remember seeing her. Yeah, that's odd. We got a glimpse of oh man, I've forgotten her name now. Was it a Sulu at the on the other side of the helm to Ortega? I think it was. We got a glimpse of her. We haven't seen much of her at all in this. So maybe they'll open that up. We haven't seen Hema for like 3 episodes. So I wonder what's going on there. But that's not unusual because they used to do that with the original series. We used to have episodes where you wouldn't see Scotty for a few episodes. You know, Bones. That's just how it was. So I guess it's not really different, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't take away anything from the episode, so I wouldn't worry about it. So yeah, this episode, the Serene Squall, is the premise of this episode is basically I can't remember the name of the character, but she's basically got help from Starfleet, namely Spock. She's kind of like wangled her way in with Spock, given her this sob story to try and get Starfleet to help some colonists out who have been attacked by pirates, I think it was. And obviously from the trailer you see the Enterprise gets caught in a net. That's part of the trap that the pirates lay. And do you know what, the payoff for the end of this episode is sweet, because we get a character returning who we actually only ever saw once in this franchise, and I think it was only once anyway, and it was from one of the movies. And I can't wait to see what they do with him. It'd be good to see them develop that character, because he whilst he was good in the movies, obviously it's going to be a completely different actor. I've no idea who the actor is playing him. I'm not going to look that up. I will probably look it up at some point, or I might just leave it because it'll be a surprise. Why not just do that? So yeah, it'd be cool to see them develop this character, especially as I said, we only got them we got this character for one movie previously, and that was a long time ago. So fingers crossed this pans out good, and hopefully they'll line it up with that movie as well. That would be pretty cool if they do that. It's just gonna make this series even better. You know, I hope they line it up with the original series as best they can. Yeah, fingers crossed. So obviously they're out in space trying to help this I think she was a counselor, can't remember her name, but I mean her name's wrong anyway. She gives a false name. So they were helping out this counselor. She's wangled her way into Spock's mind. She's using his human emotion and feelings against him to her own doings, basically, to get what she wants. And I kind of like the little you saw it coming a mile away, but I like the little twist about she mentions to him, "Oh, I've been using your emotions this entire time to get what I want." Love it. That was cool. And with the magic of editing, her name was Dr. Aspin. Yeah, she was a counselor. So they did she did actually give a false name and Spock fell for it. So yeah, the little twist in that was seen coming a mile off, but you know, the interactions were cool, and for what it leads up to, what the payoff is really good anyway. We get some even more of Nurse Chapel in this one as well, which is cool. We actually get more of Nurse Chapel's relationship with Spock too, which I like. They play on that a little bit. We see T'Pring. We see T'Pring again. T'Pring. So we see her again. I thought she was going to be done and dusted out of the last episode, but I'm pretty sure I said in the last video that I did that I'd love to see more of her character and her relationship with Spock, and they've done it. So we've got more of that, and she's actually a vital part of this, which is sweet. So it's good, and I like the twist up with their relationship in this. Love it. Keep going. So they're doing a really good job with this series so far. As I said, this was kind of more of a filler episode, but it was a good filler episode. And when I was saying earlier about these odd moments, these kind of cringy moments, I can kind of see why they did it. So Pike and his away team, they beam aboard this ship that's meant to have the colonists on, about 200 people or whatever it is, to try and give aid, help them out and whatnot. Turns out there's no one there, and they get captured by these pirates. Now, immediately Pike, I'm guessing he immediately works out that the guy who's running the show is a bit of a, he's not quite all there in the head, doesn't really know what he's doing. So Pike kind of plays off of that, but I feel like there should have been a scene before that to try and establish that interaction a bit better, because it just kind of happens, and you're lost where it just kind of literally instantly happens. You don't get that initial, I guess you could say, story of you don't get the time or like the story of that guy's background. The guy is just, he's basically a buffoon, but we don't know that, and all of a sudden we're thrown into the fact that Pike already knows this. So it was a bit weird. They could have given it a bit of an extra scene, but he's getting the crap beaten out of him by these goons. And yeah, they kind of do give us a little bit there that he, Pike kind of senses that he's a bit of a buffoon, and the rest of the crew don't really, their opinions and I guess ideologies don't quite line up with his. So Pike's playing on that, and he's basically trying to pit the rest of the pirate crew against this captain who turns out not to be the captain. And it works, so it pays out for them, I guess. They get the mutiny going and whatnot, but it's a bit of it's just an odd moment in the episode. I think it just needed a bit more clarification over that character, a bit more development of that character for us to understand that that's the direction they were going with it. Because Pike kind of Pike just kind of came this completely different character. I don't know whether that was the direction he was going for. I don't know whether they were trying to make it kind of dumbed down. He kind of came across as this wimpy captain, in a sense, this just wimpy person. It was very strange to watch. I might have to rewatch it again. It was maybe I missed something, but it was a strange feeling watching that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a really good episode. Not as good as the other ones, so it is going to reflect in what I give in terms of review. But it's still great Star Trek. It's the best stuff we've had, in my opinion, since Voyager. I know a lot of people hate on Voyager, but I really enjoyed Voyager. I can't help it. So yeah, we get a bit of Una in this, not too much. I was hoping we were going to see a bit more of Lieutenant Ortega. Hopefully again, like I said this in the last video that I made, I said that I saw the trailer for this one and we saw Ortega, so I was hoping we were going to see more of her. I've just seen the trailer for the next episode, for episode 8, and she's in that as well. So I'm not going to say that, well, maybe we're going to see more of Ortega in that episode, because chances are we probably won't. From the trailer, she gets knocked out, so maybe she's completely out of it. Who knows? But I want to see more of her character, because she's quite funny. But it's not happened yet. Anyway, the payoff at the end of this episode is awesome. Just awesome. So, turns out Dr. Aspin was lying this whole time. She was manipulating Spock, using his feelings against him to try and get what she wanted. And what she wanted was not the starship. The pirates basically overrun the crew, take over the Enterprise. She didn't want the starship. That's just a bonus. She wants a prisoner who is being held. I believe it was on Vulcan or potentially another planet. I'm pretty sure it's Vulcan. And obviously T'Pring is the person who is rehabilitating these people. So that's how she gets into this. I love the chemistry between Nurse Chapel and Spock. They have to have this moment in it where, because obviously Spock and T'Pring are bonded. So in a roundabout way, because they're bonded, T'Pring has to look after the needs of Spock. Doesn't matter what else there is, whether that's her career, her pride, her family. She has to look out for Spock because they're bonded, basically. That is what it is. And they have this little flip up, which is really cool, with Nurse Chapel and Spock. And obviously Spock must have seen some sort of emotional bond from Nurse Chapel at some point, otherwise he wouldn't have suggested it. So Spock suggests to Nurse Chapel to go along with whatever he's about to do, and he pretty much he just kind of gets it on with Nurse Chapel right there on the bridge. The only issue with this was the Dr. Aspin. She's in the captain's chair. She's got T'Pring up on the screen, on the view screen in front, and Spock's basically trying to wangle his way out of T'Pring not giving over this criminal, this prisoner or whatever. And Spock's trying to wangle his way out of it. Now, she does shoot Spock at one point, but then he wakes up and he has this idea, and it's basically to flirt with Nurse Chapel and make it look like he's committed adultery, basically. And then Spock and T'Pring can become unbonded, and then T'Pring hasn't got to worry about Spock's needs. She can just go on her merry way, go back to Vulcan, and return the prisoner to where he came from. The only issue I have here is that it's one of those things that you get in movies and TVs where the bad guy always gives the good guy enough time to explain something, or the other way around. The good guy gives the bad guy enough time to explain something instead of just cutting him off. So Dr. Aspin, the counselor who's taken over the Enterprise and wants this prisoner, could have just cut the view screen, cut off the communication, stopped Spock from saying anything to T'Pring. He wouldn't have had the opportunity to even, show T'Pring that he was cheating on her, he was seeing someone else, and it would have ended it there. It could have gone a different direction, but that didn't happen, and so here we are. So that was that's my one nitpick for this episode, other than the cringy stuff at the start. But it's a cool little twist, and I'm glad they played on the emotions and the the physical attractions and that between Nurse Chapel and Spock. So that was cool. That's something that they brought forward from the original series. So it was nice that they did that. Hopefully they'll do some more of it later on. Who knows? T'Pring might end up ditching him. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the gist of it. And Spock works out from a few things that Dr. Aspin has said who this prisoner is, and I don't know whether I should spoil it or not. If you haven't seen the episode, don't listen to what I'm about to say, okay? But I'm going to say it. I should have, from the beginning of this, when I saw the pirates, kind of worked it out, because it is kind of obvious. It's really obvious when you think about it. Pirates, okay? Scavengers. The prisoner is on Vulcan. He basically wants to find more about his human side and emotion. He likes to express his emotion. He's a Vulcan. You see where I'm going with this? Should have got it straight away, but it didn't. It's Cyborg. Sporks? Spork. It's Cyborg. Spock's half brother. So that was cool, and we got a glimpse of him. Not facially, so I have no idea who the actor is, but we got a glimpse of him in the end. And I actually got goosebumps, man. I actually got goosebumps from seeing Cyborg. Can you believe it? From seeing Cyborg. This one character we saw that one time in one movie. Ace. I'm so glad they're bringing him into it, and I hope we get to explore, because they can do whatever they want with that. Whatever they want. Up until Kirk comes into it, and then they have to kind of like let it slide. Yeah, I can't wait. So hopefully they'll build on that. This series is going in a really good direction. It is probably my favourite series at the moment that's happening. And I can't wait for all you guys to see it. Yeah, everyone here in the UK anyway. Yeah, it's such a good series. Yeah, this is final verdict on this one. I'm probably going to give this. Do you know what? I can't. I was going to give it a 7, but I've just redone the Star Wars Episode 5 review, and I gave that a 7. This was better than the Star Wars Episode 5. I'm gonna give this an 8 then. Yeah, gonna give it an 8. It's getting an 8. I can't give it a 7 because of that. That's an 8. Yeah. Star Wars has bumped this episode up a notch. Oh dear. Right. Yeah, that's an 8 out of 10. So hopefully I haven't spoiled it for any of you out there. The main bit that was the spoiler was the Cyborg thing, and I gave you a fair warn. Okay, I gave you a fair warn. So fingers crossed I didn't spoil it for you. But if you haven't seen this in the UK, then at this point it's too late. I've just given it away. Oh dear. So yeah, anyway, check it out, go watch it. The next episode is next week, episode 8. I think there was 10 episodes in this series, so we're getting close to the end, which is a shame because I'm loving it. Absolutely, it'll be a series that I'll rewatch, and I haven't done that with a Star Trek for a very long time. So yeah, Voyager was the last thing that I rewatched. I skipped DS9. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Enterprise, I watched a few episodes, didn't really get into it. It still wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was still better than Discovery and Picard though, wasn't it? So yeah, go check it out. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the sub button as well. You can do that for me, and notification bell, because you'll be notified when a video goes live, and I'll see you guys next time, probably next week. Might even be this week, actually. Maybe I'll get a Warzone video up. Who knows? Cheers guys. Have a great weekend. Peace out. I'll see you next time.